Hey, this is Enaa, and this is a FAQ. I got asked the question, or rather two questions, and I'm going to lump them together. Is why are why have communists called social democrats social fascists, and are Trotskyists fascists? To answer the first question, I want to preface this by saying that social democrats are reformists. They've supported imperialism and they've impeded workers' struggle, but they are not fascists. They, in many cases, many or even most of their members may come from the proletariat itself. And social democrats, the accusation of social fascism was originally applied to them during the 1923 German attempted revolution by the Comintern. However, the term is most notoriously associated with the turn of the Comintern, known as the Third Period, where supposedly capitalism was entering its death throes and all communist parties were instructed to engage in revolutionary struggle to overthrow it. And social democrats were not seen as potential allies, but rather as the left wing of fascism. And in Germany, for instance, a lot of communist fire was directed at the social democrats rather than the Nazis. That's not to say that communists and Nazis were not fighting in Germany, but to say a lot of communist hostility was directed at the Social Democratic Party. And this policy also affected relations with socialists in the United States and communists, where communists at least one occasion attacked a socialist demonstration in the 1930s. The social fascist line was largely abandoned in 1935 with the adoption of the Comintern's Seventh Congress, where the idea of a broad People's Front, or the Popular Front, of all anti-fascist democratic forces. This would include social democrats, liberals, even anti-fascist conservatives, in an attempt to stabilize bourgeois democracy. Although the Popular Front made allowances and certain qualifications for progressing towards socialism, it was largely an abandonment of any socialist practice. To the term that Trotskyists are fascists, I'll answer this quickly and then in a rather long-winded way. First, are they fascist? No, absolutely not. That is a lie. It is a slander. There is no basis for it whatsoever. Leon Trotsky himself, in the developing crisis in Germany that preceded the rise of Hitler, urged more communist action against Hitler and alliance with the Social Democratic Party of Germany. You can say that perhaps this wouldn't have worked, but to say that Trotsky was a fascist because of it is simply wrong-headed. And Trotskyist militants have fought fascism, whether it was Ernest Mendel and Abraham Leon in Belgium. Greek Trotskyists were members of the resistance. Trotskyists in France distributed leaflets to German soldiers. And during the Spanish Civil War, a group of German Trotskyists tried to organize sabotage against supplies going to Franco. So Trotskyists are not fascists. The idea that Trotskyists are fascists originates largely with the Moscow trials that took place between 1936 and 1938, where major leaders of the Bolshevik Party, including Grigory Zinoviev, Lev Kamenev, and Nikolai Bukharin, were accused of being fascist agents tied to Leon Trotsky in a conspiracy to overthrow the Soviet Union and restore capitalism. These trials, aside from a bunch of hardcore Stalinists, are seen largely as a fabrication. And there's really no basis to back up the fact that the idea that Leon Trotsky was a fascist. But on the basis of the accusations that Trotskyism equals fascism, because there were confessions at these trials, during the Spanish Civil War, Trotskyists or Trotsky sympathizers, most famously Andreas Nin, were executed by the Soviet secret police in Barcelona and it was trumped up as a fascist because Andreas Nin and his party were accused of being Trotskyist fascists. This was absolutely not the case. I urge you to watch my review on George Orwell's Homage to Catalonia for a little more on this, and to actually read Homage to Catalonia as well. But Trotsky is a great communist, and that's how we should remember him. The idea that he is in any way a fascist is simply a slander. This is Enaa. Until next time.